Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I believe I told you guys that me and my babies, we're starting soccer. Soccer mom in the house. They love Messi and Ronaldo. It's like, who's your best? Who's your favorite? And I'm just like, I don't know. Messi, Ronaldo? Okay. So anyway, last night we were at soccer practice and my babies, they were with their dad, so they were meeting me at soccer practice. So while I'm in the car waiting for them, my aux cable on my phone, it wasn't working, so I had to listen to the radio, which I hardly ever do. I don't even have my stations programmed. That's how much I don't listen to the radio. No shade. So anyway, so I'm over here trying to like find a station to listen to, and I was thinking, this is a perfect example of manifestation. Let me explain. So, when you're trying to find a station to listen to, the station exists. The station exists. The only thing you're trying to do is tune into the frequency of the station so you can have a clear, reception. That's manifestation, baby. So, I believe, guys, I believe we all have multi-universe, right? Okay, just walk with me. Have an open mind. So we all have multiple universes at once, excuse me. Okay? So multiple realities, I should say, at once, simultaneously. Okay? And so when you're trying to manifest, if you have the thought in your mind that, okay, I want a six-figure job, that reality already exists. Excuse me. That reality already exists. You just have to tune into the frequency. You just have to get in alignment. You just have to believe that it's yours already, because it already is. That reality is already there. You just got to tune into the frequency. Okay? So last night I was in the car and I was like, oh my God, this is like a perfect way to show manifestation is real, it exists. And especially if you're on this channel that I already know, you guys, we're spiritual beings, Okay, so when you are turning the dial on the radio station, right? Just because you can't hear one station does not mean it doesn't exist. It's there, right? Because when you go back to that, then you hear it and then you change it, you go to another one. So each station exists, right? And what are radio? Radio are just frequencies, right? Radio are just frequencies. That's what we are. We are spiritual beings, I believe. We're spiritual beings having a physical experience. And we just have to tune into the frequency of what we desire for our life. And I try not to say want, right? W-A-N-T. Like, I don't want something. Want signifies lack. Want signifies you don't already have. So never ever say want. Never ever say want. Always say my desire. Because when you say my desire, you're signaling to the universe, to the world, to God, to your higher self. You're signaling that you already have it. It's just not manifested. It's just not in your current reality at the present moment, right? Okay, you guys with me? Are you with me? Okay, so so always say desire. If you don't currently have it at this particular moment, never say want, because want signifies lack, and lack signifies you don't have, but you already have it. You just haven't gotten to that reality yet. Okay, so another thing is, when you say want versus desire, what is that? That is words, right? And we give power to words. We give power. Okay, so in the Bible, what do they say? The tongue is mightier than the sword, right? There's all these things about your words can manifest. And that is absolutely 100% true, okay? It's absolutely true. Please, please, please be careful with the things that you say, the things that you think. Be very careful, because even if you don't mean it, sometimes you can, I don't know why this eye always waters. Sometimes you can cast things over your life and you not even realizing it, because you're speaking, right? You're speaking it into existence. You're speaking it into existence. So when you're saying your goals, your desires, your things that you want to manifest, always speak positive. Always speak positive, and always speak positive into yourself, into others, into life. Like, for example, my kids, like, I do not let them say anything negative about themselves, okay? Even if it's an area of opportunity. Like, one of my babies, he's having a hard time with math. So one time we were doing homework right here at the kitchen table, and he's like, I just can't do it. And I'm like, no, we're not going to say that. We're going to say, I'm working on it. I can do it. It's just taking a little bit longer. Like, at this young age, they're 7 and 8, I'm really, really trying to ensure that they know how powerful they are. And sometimes we as adults, like, we forget how powerful we are. We are so powerful. Words become things, affirmations, and you have to be very, very careful with the things that you speak, the words that come out of your mouth. Do not speak negative. Try not to let negative ideas, negative speaking linger. Like, I know we're not going to always be like upbeat and just happy. You know, we're going to be sad sometimes. We're going to be mad, frustrated. However, don't stay there. And then that's also where emotional intelligence come in. And that's also where sorting out your traumas, seeing what has an effect on you. So whatever, I believe, whatever you're getting mad at, or you're just like, you don't like, or you're reacting fast to a negative way, that's a good indication of traumas. You know, if someone ghosts you and you're like, I'm like, you're mad or whatever, maybe you feel like you haven't been loved, or something to do with love, and it typically stems from childhood. Now, mind you, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a psychologist or anything like that. I'm just speaking from my personal experience, and I'm just speaking from just like what I think. I could be completely wrong. However, I believe that you have to be very careful of the things that you say. So I wanted to just ensure, like, sometimes I love watching manifestation videos, and I love like getting new methods and things like that. And I was thinking, like, the radio is an amazing example of manifestation, of showing that it does exist. Multiple realities. It's like, if you guys are Marvel fans, are you guys Marvel fans? The Spider-Man with Miles Morales, and there's different universes. The first one was my favorite. That was my favorite. So it's kind of like that. Go watch some Spider-Man because basically it shows you that multiple realities exist in one. You know, in one, Spider-Man, Miles Morales is Spider-Man, and one is Peter Parker, right? They're both happening simultaneously, but you're in your own world until you change frequency and you're able to go into the other reality. Okay, so I know, so basically what I'm just trying to say overall also is be careful of the things that you say. Words are powerful. Words are powerful, and you have to be very careful. The tongue is mightier than the sword. So with that being said, I hope that you guys get all of your manifestations. I hope that you get all of your desires and they manifest in exactly the amount of time that you would desire. And yeah, I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I will catch you in the next one. Be brave.